Here's how I made $35,000 in business in less than 5 months as a 20-year-old. My goal with this video is to help inspire you to get out of your serving job and get into a vehicle that will pay you a lot of money. I'm going to break this video into 3 phases. My first phase is how I got here. Second phase is what I did once I was here. And the third phase is how I went from zero to $35,000 in revenue in less than 5 months. Phase 1, the golden years of my life. When I was 17 years old, I met a man. His name was Jonathan Seneca. And the most mind-blowing thing about this guy was he was light years ahead of me. He had read books like The Compound Effect, Magic of Thinking Big, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, and my mind was blown at the level that this guy's thought process was at. I was lost in high school, confused, and I didn't know what to do. His family had a different thought process. They were at a different caliber than I'd ever seen in my life. And this word, which I spent so much time thinking was stupid, annoying, and I rebelled against, business, now became a word that I was very attracted to. I remember getting off the jet ski and John looks at me and he says, "I'm going to make $1 million one day." And I just started laughing. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, was laughing because I didn't believe him and I didn't believe myself. Now, at the same time, I was walking and I asked him, I said, "Why don't we make content, videos about advice for millionaires?" And he says, okay, we can do that. Hey, Dad, I loved it. And he said, "Listen, the first thing I want you to do is read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. This book changed my life." Then from there, it was The Magic of Thinking Big. Then it was When Things Fall Apart. Then it was The 10X Rule, Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, Atomic Habits by James Clear, and 150 other self-help books that I kept rolling myself into, creating a podcast, starting 8 different businesses, one with Grant Cardone, and then a bunch of other side hustle startups and ideas that were just spinning and growing my mindset and my thought process. Over the course of 17 to 18, I got really into biking because of David Goggins. I spent one day biking 100 miles in 6.5 hours. I wrote 4 different books, which are all behind me, and I started meeting a bunch of entrepreneurs. I met Camelia Ray, which ended up being my first test client for my Real Media Solutions company. I met Catherine Connolly, a person who sold her business for $500 million. And several other entrepreneurs who were massive players in the space and who really changed my thought process on what is possible and what a human being can achieve. I started listening to podcasts every day of my life. Lewis Howes' podcast, School of Greatness, changed my entire worldview on what is humanly possible and what these big thinkers and authors are achieving. Nir Eyal, who is now a guest on my podcast and somebody that I'm trying to become a close friend with, 3 years ago was my all-time all-star author of the people that I really aspired and looked up to. Doc Amen, we're thinking Joe Dispenza, Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale. The second part is how I got here, to be a broke kid in college with nothing to my name. And it seriously killed me, but I went and I spent the next year in college after really fortifying my mind in what was possible, and everything crumbled and fell. In a matter of minutes, I went from having $10,000 to literally nothing, being broke, depressed in college, suicidal, and hating my life because I was not in line with who I was as a person and what I wanted out of my life. And now to today, the point of this video, how I got from zero to $35,000 in online revenue and what you can do about it as well. When I left Georgia and SCAD, I went and I moved here. I broke up with my girlfriend to start my new life. I started this company called Plug and Play Media, inspired by Iman Gadji, that was going to hopefully go and do arbitrage at a massive scale, and I was going to make millions of dollars. And then I realized that Plug and Play Media was already being used. So then I changed it to Real Short Media with a partner. And then that partner backed out within 5 days. And then I changed it from Real Short Media to Real Media Solutions, and I got my first 5 clients within a month. I made $10,000, charging each of these people $2,000 a month. I did cold email outreach to talk to all of them, in my email saying something like this: "Hi, I love your YouTube channel so much. I love all the content that you're producing. I think it would be incredible to be in YouTube Shorts. My team and I are trying to get 5 other content creators to come join us to work and make YouTube Shorts to take and capture this new wave of attention. I'm free tomorrow at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. to discuss pricing and other concerns that you may have. Let me know what works for you." I sent over 5,000 emails and got 5 clients from that deal who all collectively paid me $10,000. It was an incredible experience and I loved every second of it, except month 2 of this business, all of my clients left. My business went to zero, flatlined. I tried to start a a lead generation company out of that and sprang off into that. And then my life just spiraled out of control again. And I started another company, a virtual assistant agency with 2 other founders, do more, and that didn't even work out. And we were not doing more. And then I moved to Florida and it was broke. I had a Facebook group that I started back in September, which had gained a lot of traction. This is a part that most of you guys are going to miss. I started a Facebook group. This Facebook group had over 1,000 people in it, and I started messaging all of them. I clicked the people tab, I went down to the members, and I said, "Hi, I assume that you're trying to find your first client. Period. Sent." And I sent that to every single person. This took me around 2 weeks to do, and I would even do voice notes. "Hey, John, just want to let you know, thank you for joining my group. I know that I haven't gotten back to you in the last 36 minutes, but now I'm here. I want to know about your agency. Tell me about all the success that you're having, all the things that you're doing. I would love to learn more." Or I would do a video while I was in my pool. "Hey, John, what's going on, man? Notice that you joined my Facebook group, SMMA Basics. I hope that you're having fun, and I want to know everything about your agency and all the things that you're doing. Let me know." And this worked. It started out with 1 or 2 people paying me $200, and then it went from 200 to 400, 400 to 600, and then it built an offer that was so good that people feel stupid saying no. If you join right now, it's going to be $300. If you don't get your first client within 90 days, I'll give you $300 back for wasting your time. This was eaten up by a lot of people, and this got me up to my first 10 to 15 clients, which after that point, I just went crazy. I went $600, $800, $900, $1,000, $1,500, and I would do massive value presentations on the sales call. When I got on the sales call, I would open my laptop up and I would say, "Hey, John, so listen, Iman Gadji sucks, Joel Kaplan sucks, Jordan Platten sucks. Here's the actual way to create a business. Here's the actual way to start an online agency based on the fact that I had known about it earlier on. The first important thing is skills." And then I would walk them through the 10 steps to how to start a business, which I already made a video about that you can click here. I eventually got up to 26, 27 clients. I'd have one meeting every single Wednesday. We called it the social club. And then I'd have a bunch of people joining this group, managing, helping. 12 of them graduated. It was an incredible success and I loved it a lot. And then finally, I took those best students out of that first client group and I put them into Real Media Solutions. And that is where I'm at today. Real Media Solutions that has shareholders that have collectively invest $10,000. Our main source of acquiring clients has been cold calls, direct messages on Facebook, and a few emails here and there. But the most effective thing that I found is Facebook outreach. The appointments that we set them up, and then we hop on a Zoom call. We ask qualifying questions. What brought you in today? Why are you here? What are your problems? What do you really want to fix? What do you really want to solve? How do you want to make your life better because of this? And then we go in and we pitch the offer firmly. It's going to cost $1,500 for a brand new website. Sound fair enough? Yes, cool. I'm sending the Stripe link over right now. Lock that in, and then once we get going, we'll start building you the website. My advice to you is this. You start an online business, learn a simple skill. Learn how to build a website, learn how to build a funnel. Learn very, very simple and something that people understand when you talk to them. You don't want people confused. You don't want people overwhelmed. Because honestly, you're trying to sell them, you're trying to sell yourself, and you're trying to sell a product. And the more variables you can lower, meaning the less things you have to explain, the more success you'll have. I hope you guys like this one. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.